And so we at WION have been bringing you news of COVID-19 casualties for more than 3 months now. The lethal COVID-19 has infected more than 3 million across the globe so far. But every now and then a casualty serves as a cautionary tale. In our next report, we bring you the story of two twin brothers, both killed by pandemics, but 100 years apart.
Those who do not learn from their history are doomed to repeat it. This was the philosophy of Philip Kahn, a World War II veteran who died of COVID-19 on April 17th. At 100 years old, Kahn's age made him susceptible to catch the lethal infection which attacks the elderly with greater potency. And now Kahn's life becomes even more intertwined with that of his twin brother, Samuel, who lost his life to the Spanish flu in the 19th century. 100 years later, Kahn has lost his life to another pandemic, COVID-19. Kahn's grandson offers an insight into his grandfather's philosophy. The story of his life began with a historic event that Kahn felt was overlooked. And that was the Spanish flu of 1918.
Every time he started talking about his life story, and he would talk about World War II stories and Local 3 stories, he always started off with talking about his twin brother Samuel, who died during the Spanish flu. This was something that was very, very important to him. He felt this void throughout his entire life, that he didn't have the opportunity to grow up with his twin brother.
As COVID-19 traveled across borders and the global death toll rose beyond 200,000, Kahn kept a close eye on the news cycle. After all, in his life of 100 years, he had experienced quite a bit.
And even up to the last few days he was alive, he was watching the 24-hour news cycle of constant COVID, and he and I would talk about it, and he would say to me, "Warren, my boy, the pandemic, the history is repeating itself. The pandemic is happening again."
Kahn learnt about the symptoms of COVID-19 and even tested for the infection. But by the time the results came, he had died, and he had tested positive for COVID-19.
Despite him being 100, I wasn't worried about him. In my mind, he was the guy who was going to make it to 110, no sweat, no problem. So strong mentally and physically, and that's the part that's tragic to me. Because he should have lived longer. We all thought he was. I thought he was going to be able to be in my kids' lives a lot longer.
This is not just a story of two brothers killed by pandemics. It is a cautionary tale of history repeating itself. Kahn wanted more awareness to be created about the Spanish flu in schools. Perhaps if we knew better, we would have equipped ourselves better to handle the present crisis. Bureau Report, WION World is One.